Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you my reaction to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's press conference ahead of our game against Real Sociedad in the Europa League round of 32 first leg. So Solskjaer, during the press conference, give us a fresh update on Paul Pogba. Solskjaer said Paul Pogba is going to be out for the rest of February and he's going to be back the earliest March. So this is what I said. Paul Pogba, he is recovering well, starting treatment, still a few weeks, so he won't be playing in February, that's for sure. So obviously that rules Pogba out of our trip to Stamford Bridge at the end of the month. Unfortunate for the World Cup winning midfielder, who had recently shown an upturn in form at Old Trafford. Paul Pogba has got a thigh injury, but his performances have been very, very good in recent months. Earlier on this season, he had an ankle injury. He was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury, so he has sustained quite a few injuries now at Manchester United. There's still a good chance that Paul Pogba will leave the club in the summer. We have revealed our asking price. We want £100 million. There's 3 clubs that want him: Real Madrid, Juventus and PSG. I think there's a good chance he'll go back to Juventus because he did endure 4 good years with them before he rejoined us. Reports from Italy said not so long ago that Juventus offers 4 players in exchange for Paul Pogba. But he's had a long-running transfer saga. We recently held talks over his future. Solskjaer said the other week that Pogba's happy at Manchester United and he suggested he could sign a new contract. Mino Raiola recently admitted he's been working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. Mino Raiola doesn't have a great relationship with the club, and he made an announcement back in December regarding Paul Pogba, and Solskjaer was not happy with Mino Raiola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. But it said last month that Paul Pogba's considering making a U-turn at the club, and he contradicted his agent Mino Raiola for the second time. His future is on hold until the end of the season. Earlier on this season, we triggered that 1-year extension on his contract, so he's under contract with Man United until June 2022. This is his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. He's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid £89 million for him. Paul Pogba's brother, Matthias Pogba, he recently gave us an update on Paul Pogba's future, and he advised us to sell Paul Pogba in the summer if we are to get the money. He said he could leave for nothing next year, and he said he's got no intentions of signing a new contract. But revert back to £100 million asking price. I'm very, very sceptical that we'll get £100 million. We probably won't even recoup the £89 million that we paid for him. We had Paul Pogba when he was a lot younger under the Sir Alex Ferguson era, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. But anyway, by the way, Solskjaer provided us with an update on Edison Cavani and Donny van der Beek during the press conference. Solskjaer has confirmed Cavani and Donny van de Beek are not travelling because they have got muscle injuries. You know, if Donny van de Beek had been available, then maybe he would have been involved in this game. Donny van de Beek has played nowhere near as much as I expected. Most of his appearances have come from the bench. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. That was West Ham and Southampton. Solskjaer made an admission earlier on this season saying that Donny van de Beek is unhappy at the club because of his lack of game time, but he promised him more game time at Manchester United. We got him in a deal worth £40 million. You know, we paid $35 million up front and there was $5 million in add-ons, and he's got a contract with the club till 2025, and Van de Beek can play in 3 different roles. ESPN did say during the January transfer window that we rejected several loan offers for him. But I've said, haven't I, you know, Solskjaer's got to play him more. But yeah, can't play in this one with the muscle injury. And it's a shame Edison Cavani isn't travelling, because I think he'd have started this one. You know, Cavani's made a fantastic impact since he's come in. I like the way he holds up the play. His movement in and out of the box is very, very good. He scores goals and he also creates chances. We got Cavani on a free transfer last summer. You know, he signed a 1-year contract with Man United with an option of a 2nd year. So anyway, that's an update on that. It says here Solskjaer continued. Apart from the couple of doubts, Anthony Martial and Scott McTominay, so we'll have to check them tomorrow. By the way, Solskjaer has demanded more from our forwards. He says, we are the team who have scored the most goals in the league. Our strikers haven't scored as much as we'd like to. That's a good problem. If we can get them firing, we'll have another edge in the games. They are working hard and doing well in training. Wait there a second. Try to go down, but it's just bloody crashed. Just wait there a second. Just try to go down. Just wait there a second, it's going a bit funny. Get to the next one. Bear with me. And this is a Juan Mata involvement. The game may not be played in Spain, but it does provide an opportunity for veteran United midfielder Juan Mata, formerly of Valencia, to get a taste of the old days. It says Mata has been absent from the matchday squad in recent weeks. Ollie said he has been away for a little while. Against West Brom, you wonder what he might have done. He is travelling with us. If we see him on the pitch, I'm sure he'll want to prove to Spanish fans what a player he is. Yeah, Juan Mata obviously doesn't get in our 11 now much, does he? He has played some games this season and he has impressed me. And I think Juan Mata's had a good career at Manchester United. He's been at the club now over 6 years. He's made over 200 appearances in all competitions and he's scored 50 goals. Earlier on this season, he rejected an $18 million a year contract offer to play in Saudi Arabia. We got him in a deal worth £40 million from Chelsea. There's a chance Juan Mata will depart the club in the summer because his current contract expires in the summer. And yet, Solskjaer spoke about the racial abuse as well. He's been talking a lot about that in his recent press conferences, unfortunately. We have to do something, Solskjaer, on racial abuse. Obviously, it's directed at Anthony Martial because Anthony Martial has been racially abused. Is that twice now he's been racially abused? And he said Solskjaer spoke to him this morning, he's mentally strong. It does need to stop. You know, we've had obviously Marcus Rashford racially abused. We had Tuan Zebe that was racially abused the other week as well. It's not something anyone should have to go through. He definitely seems like he is. He's not checking social media, but it's disgusting. We have to do something about it, which we do. This is Ahmad Diallo Traore and Solskjaer in travelling squad. It will be interesting to see what lineup Solskjaer elects to field on Thursday evening. There's plenty of anticipation, no doubt, to see if youngsters Ahmad and Solskjaer will be given the opportunity to feature in the European campaign. A positive sign after they were added to the Europa League squad, with the club now confirming that they are part of the travelling squad headed for Juventus Allianz Stadium. So yeah, so that's good that them two are part of the squad. Ahmad Diallo Traore, he's done very, very well recently for the under-23s, and I think he'll be a good asset to the first team squad. We got Ahmad Diallo Traore in a deal worth £37 million. With add-ons included, we paid £19 million up front. And this Solskjaer, I don't really know much about him, to be honest with you, but it'd be good if they could make their debuts. So yeah, that's really it. I don't know if that's exactly everything that was mentioned in the press conference. I don't think I can get absolutely everything that was mentioned. But like I said, for this game, Solskjaer is going to rotate, like I've said. The Europa League is definitely a priority for Manchester United. It is a chance of us getting a trophy on the board. We got to the Europa League semi-final last season, lost to Sevilla 2-1. We won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. We beat Ajax 2-0 in the final. But I think it will be a tough game. You know, Real Sociedad are a pretty good team. They're not brilliant. They're sitting, 5th in La Liga. Their current manager is Emmanuel Alguacil. I do know a few of their players. They've obviously got Adnan Januzaj, a former Manchester United player. So he'll be reuniting with the club tomorrow. He's come out and said that he's got nothing to prove on his reunion with Man United. They've got David Silva as well. Sociedad brought him in last year on a free from City. They've got Carlos Fernandez. They brought him in back in January. They've got Monreal. They've got Roberto Lopez, Roberto Navarro. I think they've got a few injuries as well of Real Sociedad. Don't forget they did lose Willian Jose. The last time we played Real Sociedad, I think, was back in the Champions League group stages back in 2013. This is a game Manchester United must win. We have been in bad form recently. We've only won one of our last 5 games in the Premier League. We recently drew 1-1 with West Brom. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out after that game and he said we need to play better. He said we gave ourselves a tough start. Solskjaer did say that we are still in the title race despite the draw with West Brom, because he says we will not settle for second in the title race. But that's just Solskjaer playing mind games, because he made an admission that was totally different to the one he made after West Brom, after the Everton game. You know, he came out and said that we shouldn't be considered as title chasers. You know, it looks very, very imminent now that Manchester City are going to win the Premier League. 7 points in front of us. I think we'll win another title at some point, but I don't know when. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so we haven't won it now for like 8 years. But Solskjaer must win a trophy at Man United to avoid the sack. You know, we haven't won a trophy since 2017, and a club of our stature needs to be winning trophies. You know, the Europa League's a chance of a trophy, and the FA Cup's a chance of a trophy, because we are into the quarterfinals of that. But, you know, Leicester is not going to be an easy game. Our next league game is Newcastle. That is on Sunday, and Manchester United should be winning that. There is quite a few Man United fans that are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. You know, we have enjoyed bad periods under him. You know, we're enjoying a bad period at the moment. We was very, very inconsistent earlier on this season. I think we deserve credit for sticking with Solskjaer, because I thought he was going to get sacked earlier on this season. We was poor at the first part of last season, because, you know, we enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season for 30 years. So, yeah, Solskjaer's being criticised a lot. Is it fair to criticise Solskjaer? Yeah, you can blame him for some stuff, but obviously not all of the blame stems from him. I think Solskjaer's made very, very good progress at Manchester United in the last year or so. You know, there has been some games where he's got the best out of the players. There has been some games where he's showed tactical flexibility. And we're obviously seeing players improving at the football club. You know, we've got a very, very good away record under Ole in the Premier League. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. The last time we lost away from home in the Premier League was to Liverpool back in January 2020. We was 13 games unbeaten in a row in the Premier League until Sheffield had beaten us. You know, Solskjaer, to his credit, got us to the FA Cup quarters. He got us to the EFL Cup semi-final this season, lost that 2-0 to City. You know, Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club. Got us qualification for the Champions League, got us third. The second highest we've finished since Ferguson, and he guided us to 3 semi-finals. So yeah, in total, Solskjaer's got us to 4 semi-finals. It will be 5 semi-finals if we can get past Leicester. But obviously Solskjaer wants to get to his first actual final as Manchester United manager. Don't forget as well, we went on a 19-game unbeaten run in all competitions last season. We was 14 unbeaten in the Premier League. I think the 2 best games we've had under Ole, you know, was obviously the 6-2 win against Leeds this season at Old Trafford, and the 9-0 win against Southampton. You know, that was the first time we'd scored 9 goals since the 9-0 win against Ipswich back in 1995, which is 26 years ago. But since that Southampton result, it seemed to have gone downhill. I can assure that Solskjaer will be given at least another season at the football club. I'm very, very sceptical we'll sack him this season. You know, this is Solskjaer's 3rd season and his 2nd full season. His future is in doubt, like I updated you recently. because Solskjaer has recently admitted that nobody has spoke to him over a new contract. Now, it said the other week that we will wait until the end of the season to begin contract talks with Solskjaer. It says we could offer him a new 2-year deal. That's if we qualify for the Champions League and we keep pushing for the title. Solskjaer is now into the final 18 months of his current contract. But even if we do give him a new contract, it doesn't mean he's going to see it out. When Solskjaer got the job permanently back in March 2019, he signed a 3-year contract. We appointed Solskjaer in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. In Solskjaer's first 3 months at the club, he was the interim manager. Won 14 games out of 19 in all competitions, so obviously then the club decided to give him the job permanently. A lot of United fans did say that we give him the job too soon. But yes, Solskjaer's been Manchester United manager over 2 years, so you can say reflecting how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt quite a bit on the job. Man United is the 3rd club in his managerial career, and he's managed over 100 games as Man United manager in all competitions. Solskjaer has spent over £200 million at Manchester United so far. He's made good signings. Obviously hasn't got all the players that he's wanted in. So this is why I said it's very imperative that Solskjaer is backed in this year's summer transfer window. He's enjoyed 4 transfer windows so far as permanent Man United manager. And Woodward's come out several times to support Solskjaer, and he did say towards the end of last year he will back him with a long-term plan centred around summer transfer windows. But the board has been one of the biggest problems at the club for several years. I've already given you the reasons why. We are prepared to smash our transfer record in the summer, and Ed Woodward is set to hand Solskjaer a huge war chest to sign top players in all areas. He recently said we had a 5-man centre-back shortlist because a new centre-back is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's priority. Now, earlier on today, I give you the news on Jules Koundé. Jules Koundé is our number 1 transfer target ahead of the summer transfer window. And according to the Spanish outlet La Razón, we are the favourites to sign Jules Koundé. We are prepared to pay £61 million for him. I think he's got like a £70 million release clause. He's got a contract with Sevilla until 2024. He's made 71 appearances for Sevilla. He's been at Sevilla now almost 2 years. Sevilla paid £22 million for him from Bordeaux in the summer of 2019. He is only young. Do you think he'd go very, very well alongside Harry Maguire in our back line? A few days ago, I did give you the news on Sergio Ramos from Real Madrid. The last time I read up, reports said that Sergio Ramos will leave Real Madrid in the summer. He actually said a few weeks ago he wants to join Manchester United. He's rejected 2 contract offers from Real Madrid, but Fabrizio Romano, who is a very reliable Italian journalist, he actually denied that we made contact with Sergio Ramos' agent. Sergio Ramos has been at Real Madrid for like 16 years. He's made over 600 appearances for them in all competitions. He's won 22 major honours. Real Madrid paid €27 million for him from Sevilla back in 2005. You know, if we did get him, he'd be short term, but I'd still certainly take Sergio Ramos. Very, very good centre half. Earlier on today, I give you the news on Federico Valverde from Real Madrid. The Sun did say that Man United are eyeing a move for Valverde as a possible Paul Pogba replacement. There could be a swap deal between Valverde and Paul Pogba. Narratives have been saying that. He's got a £148 million release clause in his current contract. His contract ends in 2025. He's a midfielder. He's 22 years of age. I don't think he's played yet this year because he's been out with a muscle injury. Before he was at Real Madrid, he was at Penarol. He also had a loan spell with Deportivo La Coruña. As you all know, Solskjaer still wants Erling Haaland. But yeah, Solskjaer, like I've said already, must be backed in the summer transfer window. Like I said, it was a disappointing January transfer window for us. We only saw one arrival, and that was Amad Diallo Traore. But Solskjaer did say a few times during the January transfer window that he wasn't expecting any signings. During the January transfer window, we was focusing a lot more on the outgoings rather than the incomings. So Ollie Solskjaer's credit, you know, he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he got recommended in. You know, the players who left in January were Jesse Lingard. He went out on loan to West Ham. Facundo Pellistri went out on loan. Teden Mengi went out on loan. Dylan Levitt's out on loan. James Garner's out on loan. Went to a different club, didn't they? But they didn't leave us, obviously, in January. Rojo obviously left us. Timothy Fosu-Mensah left us. And Odion Ighalo said his farewells to the football club. And I think in the summer transfer window, more players will leave Man United. Like I said, there's a chance Pogba will leave in the summer. Do you think Matic could leave in the summer? You know, Juan Mata could leave in the summer. You know, could Daniel James leave in the summer? Because he's lost his place in the team and he doesn't get in R11. I'm expecting Jones to leave this year as well. And I'm surprised Jones didn't leave in January. But actually, Solskjaer said he's going to be given a second chance, is Phil Jones. Jones has been out of injury for the past 12 months. This is Phil Jones' 10th season at Manchester United. He's the only outfield player that's here now since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Sergio Romero, you know, he's another player I think we're going to offload as well. You know, we're going to offload Lee Grant. I heard a rumour about him getting a new contract, actually. Is he like, what, 38, 39 now? Lee Grant. There's a few things that Solskjaer's got to do at the football club. Like I've said, I think he needs to drop Anthony Martial. Because Martial's been out of form for the vast majority of this season. But Solskjaer's backed Martial to rediscover his form. He needs to drop Victor Lindelof, put Bay there ahead of Lindelof. You know, Lindelof's too much of a liability. And be concerned about Bay, he's too injury prone. And does Solskjaer need to drop David De Gea? Like I've said, I think Dean Henderson's going to go in goal for this game against Real Sociedad. And like I said, Solskjaer needs to give Donny van de Beek more opportunities. He's got to identify his best 11 at the football club. So I'll be doing another video after this. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.